Hi, welcome to the market alert for Tuesday the 12th of May 2015. And looking at the 5-minute chart, you can see the pre-market session was incredibly quiet during Monday, and no surprise really, as I'd warned in Sunday's market alert about how quiet the market was likely to be because there was no economic news, and we'd had all of the news on Friday with the non-farm payroll figures. And that's exactly what happened. You can see there in the pre-market 10:45 all the way through to lunchtime, and then through to 2 o'clock. You can see there's barely any movement in this market at all, whereas in the last few weeks we've had prices moving quite sharply in the pre-market session. So only a 40-point range in the pre-market session, and this continued in the live session as well, or the main session. This is the first bar here, this one at 2:35. These signals beforehand are ignored. So we've got the 2:35 bar, market sideways, the market's tested. We do get a PTP signal, but there's simply no momentum in this market. We've not had any range in the first half an hour or so beforehand either, and there's a clue already that we have a bit of a problem with this market. There's no news to drive the market. We've got a 43-point range for the first 10 minutes, and then after that it becomes a lot more quieter. So on this one we see the market turn, reverse and move lower, and then we start to develop a horrible sideways pattern around the 18,150 level, and that's simply because there's nothing to drive the market. The volatility's dropped, which we saw on Friday as well, so there was a clue there that we've got prices that could go sideways to higher. On this occasion they just drifted sideways and eventually made their way to the downside, and that's a 100-point range over the whole session. It took until towards the close of the session before the market actually got to a 100-point range. So you can see through here we've got the market stopping out this trade for a 30-point loss, and then we've got a PTI. You see the market there just going down, and then you can see the buying coming back in the volume window here, back at the entry price. So a clue there that the market isn't going to go down. There is no professional selling bars. There's just the market coming off the lows, and I've warned about this type of bar before. We then see the market coming back through, but just look at the volume. There is absolutely no volume in this market. So again, there's a clue that the market doesn't want to go up. We had a big move on Friday, and the market generally rests after that type of activity as well. So we see the market reverse with another PTI, and the market going up, getting towards the scalp there. If you have a look at the entry price to the high of this bar, we're up 16 points at this time, and then the market runs out of steam, which is no surprise really when you look across to the left there, and you can see the market then bringing prices back towards the 18,150 level. The market also shows there is no volume in this market. There is absolutely no interest, which is really unnerving for the Dowers, particularly in the first part of the session, but there's just absolutely nothing apart from when they brought the market back at this point. So we've already got a choppy session in the main part of the session before the traders go off to lunch, and this continues through here, which you can see there with the triple X's as the market comes down, then comes back, and now we've got resistance with the 18,150, and we see this roll over and drift down towards the 18,100. And then in the latter part of the trading session, again we have a sell signal here with a PTP and a triple X, and the market once again moving lower, not quite making the scalp. Down towards the low is 17 points on this one, but you can see the buying coming into the market there with the test bar, and then we see prices reverse with a PTI, and again prices going up, making around 18 points on this one as well before they find the resistance to the left and then reverse and come back towards the downside there as well. In the daily chart you can see how prices just drifted down yesterday, the 18,207 forming a resistance there, and on the overnight market prices moving back towards the upside there at the moment. In today's news, again, very quiet apart from the JOLTS job openings. This is out at 3 p.m. Medium impact news item, forecast at 5.16 million, previous 1.3. If this does come out as forecast, I expect the market to move slightly higher. And then in the first or the latter part of today's session, 5:45, you're going to see member Williams speak from the FOMC. So we'll wait and see what he's got to say during that time. But again, a fairly quiet day for news to actually move the market. On the implied volatility front, 1233 for yesterday, and you can see in the chart there this is starting to get into a tight range, which again is reflected in the daily price activity, where we're seeing that sort of sideways range with the market having no direction at the moment, waiting for something to actually move it out of the sort of congestion that it's actually got into and consolidation phase at the moment. Right, that's it from me for today. I will see you in tomorrow's edition. As ever, thank you for your support. Let's hope today is a far better day than yesterday. We just need a bit more volatility and momentum just to move the markets to the scalp areas and beyond. So let's hope that is the case. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.